Very good evening. Welcome along to the Lauren Jackson Sports Stadium in Albury. Welcome particularly to our Canberra listeners tonight. We're about set for tip-off. NBL 1 women's action between the Canberra Capitals against the Southern Vale Homes Bandits, who are leading the Eastern Conference at the moment. Doing it very nicely. The challenge in front of the Nationals tonight, who come into this match in 7th position, still battling towards the finals, but they're a little way off it at the moment. 3 games from that 6th position, so they would need an upset or 2 along the way. In the journey home, they are coming off a win. The Southern Vale Homes Bandits, though, running hot, coming off double-figure consecutive victories. So Yamada to start with it. And the Southern Vale Homes Bandits to possess the ball first. This is Hassett. Arden quickly around to the Japanese import, who has delighted fans this season. A heavy tumble down there by Bootsos. Picks herself back up, and the first possession for the Nationals now. Langhorn with it. Quickly gives it back across to Bootsos. Board to Langhorn again. Against Yamada, guarded, top of the key. 5 seconds on the shot clock. It's now eventually put up by Bootsos. Her 3rd involvement in that play. And the first touch of the night to one of the star players that has graced the court this season from the Southern Vale Homes Bandits perspective there in Thompson, and Hassett puts it in for the first points of the night. So Langhorn to bring it up the floor. Spoke about being the #1 side in the conference. Just 2 losses this season. Mind you, those 2 losses came without Lauren Jackson. There's a nice block by Hassett there, put on Solway. Yeah, those 2 losses come via no Lauren Jackson, as Yamada puts up a little jumper from the top of the free throw line. It's 4-0. And no LJ tonight, of course, with Australian Opal commitments. Langhorn tries to step around Thompson, does it successfully off the glass. It doesn't go, but we'll go to the line for our first free throws of the evening. So 90 seconds into Tyson's Bus's opening term here from Lauren Jackson Sports Stadium. The famous Lauren Jackson Sports Stadium. 4-0. Chance for the team in yellow, the Nationals, to get their first points on the board. Steve Murphy, Jade Kolf not too far away. Big couple of games tonight. Of course, Canberra doing things very well in the men's conference, and the Gunners are going to be tough opposition for our Southern Vale Homes Bandits men tonight, who really do need to start winning. They're running out of time, and they're sitting in 7th position on the ladder. Only 6 teams going into the playoffs. Yamada into Hassett. She's guarded here by Morton. Hassett very nicely on the left. Nice little spin inside the paint. She's really provided some valuable points this season and has come along the emerging star of the side. Bootsos, plenty of touches for her early on. Morton again against Thompson. No avenue to go around the back of her. Now Tonks drives hard to the bucket as well, and is called for a charging foul there.
Inbound ball, Bandits. Once again, a reminder, no movement on the baseline while the game is in play.
Probably see on your live stream that the crowd a little down at the moment, but it is building. I can tell you that it will get closer to capacity as this opening half does wear on. Casey Arden introduces her points for the night. That's grown to be almost a sold-out crowd each and every time the Southern Vale Homes Bandits have graced the court this season. Solway, nice no-look sort of pass towards the corner there to Morton. Doesn't go. Solway again. Morton takes it. Looks in board. Try to go across to Tonks, and Southern Vale Homes Bandits in a good defensive position. Yamada charges up across to Hassett. Maybe a bit too cute there. Morton will end up with it. So 8-2. Nice start here for the home side, getting a little bit of a break early on. This is Bootsos. Just throws it away to Casey Arden there. Up to Theodore. 2 little pocket rockets to the team. Thompson out to Arden. Why not? She's open for 3. A little bit too long in length there. Down to Langhorn. Brings it straight up the court. Just the ball got away from her a little bit there, unable to control it, got herself in an awkward position, but the foul is picked up by Case Arden.
First personal, Casey
Perf.
Arden.
First personal, they've actually given it
Inbound
to
ball,
the wrong
Nationals
player here, but
from the
they'll go
zero
against
box.
Arden. Inbound ball, Solway. Defensively keeping the Capitals just out of the paint at the moment. The Southern Vale Homes Bandits. Tonks looks for an avenue, puts up a little hook shot, and it's good. Around Thompson, no mean feat as well. Moves the scoring back within 4, midway through the opening term for Dyson's Buses. Theodore to Yamada, around to Thompson. And now Arden back, Longhorn, good pressure on her. So too Morden on Thompson, brilliantly done, but Theodore appears from nowhere, turns in the one motion. Would have been something else in this opening term. One for the highlights reel. Arden around to Yamada again. Not a lot of space to work in. She fired anyway. Morden comes up with it. And after all of that, the Nationals do get the ball back. And a little travel there by Solway, unable to, just lost their handle on the ball for the moment.
Substitution for the Nationals.
So a couple of changes. Bootsos and Morden check out of the game from a Nationals perspective. Slater checking into the game, Mia Slater. And as well as her, we have Yarmayan also coming into the game. This is Yamada. Hassett. Doesn't quite go. Thompson comes up with the rebounds. Yamada away from Tonks. This is Theodore. Beautiful ball inside. Nice assist off the glass goes Thompson. Her first points of the evening. 10-4, 5:36 remaining in the opening term for Dyson's Buses. Nationals with possession here in Tonks. Stepping around to the left. Shot put up here by Solway. Brilliantly done underneath the bucket there by Slater, who's only just come on the court. Theodore is fouled by, from hero to villain for the moment, Slater. Picks up her first foul, so 4 personal fouls in the opening term. Casey Arden checks out. Coming into the game is Molly Rice in the number 3. Yamada. Get back to the Southern Vale Homes Bandits jerseys in a moment. Hassett for 3, and that's our first big bucket of the night. It ends a run of 4 consecutive points going the way of the visitors, and it's out to 11-6 as we go to our first Quest Service Apartments timeout of the night. When the teams travel here, the Canberra Nationals, the Canberra Gunners, and particularly our elite professional sporting teams, they choose to come to Quest Service Apartments. The Melbourne Storm, Illawarra, Sydney Kings, GWS Giants and the AFL Sydney Swans, they all choose Quest Service Apartments here in Albury for their stay. 13-6, good tempo about this game so far. 4:57 remaining on the clock in the opening term. The number 1 ranked side in the conference, the Southern Vale Homes Bandits, leading it. The number 7th ranked side in the Canberra Nationals, who really will be pushing uphill to make playoffs from here, but who knows, an upset tonight certainly keeps them alive in the competition. August 2021, we're heading towards a huge grand final there, and of course, a national final this season, bringing all the conferences together, a great concept across NBL 1. Will there be an Eastern side able to compete against the powerful sides of the South? We will find out come September 9, 10 and 11, but right now in the Lauren Jackson Sports Stadium, without that lady tonight, it is her side leading the way at the moment. Mayen, guarded by Hassett. Passes across here to Solway. Gets a nice screen by Langhorne, opens up for the 3, nothing but net as well. Brilliantly worked. Abby Solway with the first 3 of the night from a Capitals perspective. Then they win the ball back over as well. This is Tonks, charges straight towards the bucket off the glass. Hassett did well not to give away a foul. And a Quest Service Apartments timeout called straight away. 30 seconds after we just had one. So he sees something that he doesn't like at all. Back to 13 to 11, and the Capitals going toe for toe with the title favourites in this opening term here. I'll go back to that point. The game they lost, the 2 games they lost, the Southern Vale Homes Bandits, was in fact without Lauren Jackson this season, so that should feel plenty of confidence going the way of the Canberra side. One of those on this court as well. 13 to 11. Scoring prolifically this season too, the Southern Vale Homes Bandits. We just had a correction to the score here, I believe. No, it is 13 to 11 just for a moment. Scorers had changed it back to 11 all. No change to your live stream, however. We are back underway in the opening term. Yamada with it to Hassett, who started this game very nicely. Yamada back around to Theodore. Yamada again, steps back, and she is looking very, very nice tonight. Her range looks solid. A couple of good field goals for her. Tonks, or Solway it was in fact. Yamada takes it away. Quickly up across to Thompson, inside for Hassett. They love feeding her underneath the bucket, doesn't go. Langhorne comes up with it, quickly feeds across to Tonks. On the left-hand side of the court. She's back to the right inside the paint. This is out to the corner. Solway for his second 3 of the term. Can't afford to give Abby Solway much space if you're an opposition side. Beautiful, fluent motion. Rice around to Thompson. Yamada with it. A point the difference. Yamada up to Thompson. Little ambitious, but the size was always going to win out. And draws a foul as well. Already a couple of mini runs in this quarter by the Nationals. 7 points. Amelia Hassett leads the way from a Southern Vale Homes in game perspective. Abby Solway with a couple of threes in the opening quarter. That's her up on a 6. Unique Thompson, late arrival to the team, but she is going to be massive come playoffs for this side, and if they can progress beyond the Eastern Conference, well, she is going to play a massive factor in how far they can go beyond that. Taken away Yamada. Speaking about people having a big influence, Yamada to Theodore in the one motion. Nice fast transition from the home side, skips them away. Back out to a 3-point lead. Up with the ball here is Tonks. Around to Solway, this time with less space. Langhorne out to Solway. Tonks for a third 3 of the quarter. Abby Solway turning it on here at the Lauren Jackson Sports Stadium. Yamada with it against Mayen. Inside Hassett. Again, Yamada. The answering 3 at the other end. Solway and Tonks. Mayen found some space, blocked by Yamada, and somehow come up with it. Left it for Brody Theodore. Across to Molly Rice. Doesn't mind a 3, Molly. Yamada. Now she's open. Rice takes the opportunity. Had a bow peep in. Thompson underneath the rim, and well defended by the Nationals. 22-17. This game in the middle part of the opening term for Dyson's Busters has sprung to life a little bit here. Let's hope the Nationals can keep this up for 4 quarters. We are going to see a very entertaining contest here tonight. This is Tonks with it. Tried to go inside just to lose past to Slater. And McCowan comes up with it, her first minutes on the floor this evening. Jade McCowan. Yamada. Thompson in the paint. A little fadeaway. Keeps the margin out to 7. As Solway brings it back up the floor to Tonks. Around to Mayen. Inside Langhorne. Well, I think the intended target there was Slater. Just got in behind her a little bit. A little too much heat on it. Unfortunately, it'll be a turnover. 1:26 remaining for Dyson's Buses. Averaging high 20s in the opening term this year. The Southern Vale Homes Bandits, they're on track for that again. Tonks in the paint. Little ball inside Solway. It's a bit close to the basket for her, the way she's been shooting. Mayen, beautiful move around, doesn't get it to go. Theodore somehow comes up with it to Rice, pulls it back to McCowan. It's off target, front of the rim, but they'll get the ball back the home side. Theodore, 53 seconds remaining in the quarter. Almost loses it, regathers, and somehow put in the shot. Looked for the pass, decided she had no other place to go, and it's come off the glass and gone in. So 26-17. Mayen almost runs out of tarmac with 43 remaining in the opening term for Dyson's Buses. Hassett with 7. It's now done by Salway. Salway with it. Inside Langhorne for 2. Beautiful shot, smooth motion. Harden back on the court after a little spell. Hassett, McCowan against Mayen. McCowan is fouled and we'll go to the line for a couple here. So with just over 22 seconds remaining in the quarter, the Nationals will get an opportunity to possess it a last time.
Yep. And it's also not working.
If you need a jelly beans, you've got to thank Yamada from Gardens Compounding Pharmacy. Don't forget, if you've got a chili box and you're looking for a beanie, we've got the Bandits beanies ready to go. You can grab those at the Net Intellect Bar, which is open for business. Grab yourself a Bandits beanie, $25 each. Grab one of those Bandits, especially when it's -2 overnight. You need to grab yourself one of them Inbound ball with the Nationals. Inbound ball Bandits. Points good. Yamada in off the window.
Oh, right. Then why you had no head, you know?
Inbound ball Bandits. Rebound, Unique Thompson. John Ball in the possession arrows with the Nationals. Turnover, Bandits ball. Nationals were asleep. Three shot is good for the Nationals. Substitution for the Nationals. Also substitution for your Southern Vale Homes Bandits checking into the game. Brody Theodore sent down number 24, Jake McCowan.
I'd keep doing what you're doing. This is just I reckon they make the program easier. You reckon?
Points will count, the ad one to come.
Yeah, put everyone a big one. But I'd keep doing what you're doing because, in case, well, I'll show this.
One shot at the line for Yamada. Substitution for both teams. Checking into game number 3, Molly Rice. Sitting down number 10, Amelia Hassett. Inbound ball, Bandits, baseline. Rebound, Brody Theodore. Great shot is money, Brody Theodore. Substitution for both teams. Checking into game number 10, Amelia Hassett. Sitting down number 20, Eunice Thompson. Tim Thiel on the sweat strip.
There's no point in us doing anything until that goes with the team. What did they mean by? Got about 80 points, I was made of it. 18.
Adam Haynes on the sweat strip.
Something there. 4.
Inbound ball, Bandits.
Oh, you think so, mate? Game's about at 5 for how long? 6 weeks? 7 weeks?
Inbound ball, Nationals, baseline. Baseline ball for the Bandits. Points are good for the Nationals. Points are good for the Bandits, and we go to a timeout called by Coach Hurst here at the LJSC. Don't forget, if you just arrived tonight, make sure you zip on over to the Net Intellect Bar. We've got those beanies back in stock again, so zip on over if you're looking for a beanie for your boss. We've got them back in stock. Just check in with our team over there on the Net Intellect Bar. Points good for the Nationals. Points good for Yamada. Substitution for both teams coming back into the game. Unique Thompson, number 20. Number 24, Jay McCowan checks in. Sitting down, Amelia Hassett, number 10. And number 14, Boraroni Theodore. Inbound ball, Nationals in front of the order box. Turnover, Banners ball, Yamada. In for two.
I wonder if that's what it is. I wonder if that's what if that's the kick. If it is, it should be an easy kick.
Rebound, Holly Rice. Right shows money, Yamada. Inbound ball with the Nationals. Just under a minute left in the half.
We'll just wait for the second half.
have been able to shut her out throughout the second. So Dyson's Buses, second term. Jake Golf, Steve Murphy got the home team number 1 ranked, the visitors who are number 1, and it could be a cracker because the Southern Vale home team for building as it has all year and will reach close to capacity by the time we get underway for the men's. Of course, no LJ tonight, Lauren Jackson, otherwise I can guarantee you it would be packed to the rafters right now. Theodore with it. Around the perimeter, out to Yamada. This is the young lady on 18 points. Hassett on the line for 2 it would be. It's just a 2, but still nice nonetheless.
Yeah, Hassett, geez, she really does it all, doesn't she, Murph? Long range as well as down low. She's a real talent.
Bootos are pulling her tonight. And we've got a foul here against Langhorne, who looks perplexed by it, but no real argument from her. Just a smile on her face. She walks back to position. 13 points the buffer. 11 it was. 43-32 at the half-time break. Arden with it. Tapped away by Solway.
Remains a Bandits ball with KCR.
Just said before, Culf, I know you weren't here last week, but a little bit disappointing that we've got the mascot for the Bandits tonight, but we are missing the Cappuccino. There's a Cappuccino waltzing around here last week.
Yeah, I heard big things about the Cappuccino, real talent.
Hasn't been invited back, clearly. Now, Arden for the 2, misses. Taken here by Tonks. Up on the right-hand side of the court, passes to Solway, ambitious. Turnover, Theodore. Straight up the court, pulls one back a little bit from Morton inside to Thompson, who found herself free underneath the basket.
Yeah, great patience from Theodore. She just held it up, waited for Thompson to get in position, and when she gets it down there, it's game over. She'll score every time.
Boutos received from Solway, around to Tonks. So much possession going through this young lady tonight. Lizzie Tonks for 3. Hits the rim. Solway with the all or nothing. Turns out to be nothing to Theodore. Yamada up alongside Longhorn, out to Casey Arden inside for Thompson. Tapped away by Longhorn nicely to Tonks. As well, that ends well from a Nationals perspective. Inside, Langhorn underneath. And by the way, we'll mention too, Cole, coached by young lady Nat Hurst, is the Nationals, of course, formerly great friends with Lauren Jackson, formerly playing on this court when Jackson was the coach a couple of years ago. Here is Thompson. Absolute legend of Australian basketball, one of the greatest players that we've had on this court. Great to see her back here tonight, even though it is in different colours. Langhorn from Bootsos, out wide here to Morton. Solway to the paint. Shot clock got down as low as 3. Yamada passes to Arden. It's almost a clear passage inside to Hassett.
Yeah, it's great fast break play from the Bandits. Everybody touching it. Hassett, again, left-handed layup, great finish.
.7:33, counting down, 51-34. It's been a nice start for the home side in the second stanza of the match, the second half of the match. Solway. Morton, guarded by Thompson, inside Langhorn, underneath the rim, made it so much harder for herself, almost came off. Thompson does go straight up, and that's easy pickings for Unique Thompson. Takes her scoring tonight along the 12. 53-34.
Yeah, Nationals want to talk it over, and why wouldn't you? The Bandits have come out and they've hit the nitro button. They certainly have the lead now almost at 20, and the Canberra Nationals, it seems, have a little bit of work to do. Not getting back on defense, really poor transitionally, and it's really a layup fest right now, Murph. It's all one-way traffic.
Quest Service Apartments timeout when any team visits the region, and it's what the Nationals and the Gunners from Canberra will be doing tonight. It's Quest Service Apartments. Great supporters of basketball in this region, particularly the Southern Vale Homes Bandits. just slowly going about their work. Nothing absolutely extraordinary from the home side yet tonight, but just putting their foot down a little bit. The top six pretty well set in the NBL 1 Eastern Women's Conference. Not so much in the men's, but we hope not so much in the men's anyway, because our boys are fighting it out for a top six. But those finals coming up in August, with the playoff finals on August 2021, and cannot wait for the national final, September 9, 10, in 11 in Melbourne. So the conference finals in Sydney and the national finals in Melbourne. Can anyone from the Eastern Conference challenge some of the big teams from across the country, particularly Queensland and Melbourne way? So we're going away. Boutsos with it, guarded by Arden. Out wide to Tonks. It's been their most prolific scorer tonight in double figures. Attracts a bit of attention, and the foul. Only player in double figures tonight from a Nationals perspective on 11. Can add to that right now and take it to the lucky number 13. NBL 1 Coles Express competition from right across the country has been such a great thing for basketball in this country. It's good to see a number of the coaches too still keeping an eye on the talent right throughout the women's and men's competitions to add to their rosters for the upcoming season. This is Brody Theodore. Solway guarding her. Rice has it. Low for McCowan. Well, somehow ended up with it. Couldn't get great purchase on the shot. Tonks. Boutsos took an avenue towards the paint. Hits the side of the backboard. Recovers, but gets it back. Out. Well, she's dangerous. Solway has been all night. Such a smooth shooter. Her fourth three-pointer of the evening.
Yeah, good perseverance from Jasmine Boutsos. That was very good from her. Didn't give up on the play.
McCowan in the pocket to answer. Doesn't. Can almost put down McCowan good for a couple tonight. She generally is for the threes. Tonks. By the way, that bucket does move. And Tonks for three as well. Solway, by the way, did move in the double figures with her three. Tonks moving along now to 16 points for the evening. Yamada, a little quieter in this term so far. Something the Nationals have been shut down. She had 18 points to half-time. Remains on that figure right now, midway through the Dyson's Buses' third term.
Substitution for both teams coming back into the game, number 20.
Cole, if anything those figures are telling you in terms of our stats tonight up on the board, Lizzie Tonks, by the way, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, a nice night.
Yeah, what stands out, Murph, is the Canberra Nationals are living and dying by the three-point shot. Nothing wrong with that. They're 7 from 15 at a 47% clip, and that's the way it has to be for them because it's very hard for them to get inside against this stingy Bandits defense. So the long ball is the way that they are going to win this ball game.
Yamada hard against Solway, packed off a little bit, and Yamada gets her first points of the second half. Mayen to the pocket, Boutsos for three. You just spoke about it, Colf, man, and straight away. Almost delivered immediately. Yamada off the glass. And charging foul called against her. Going down there is the number 8 in Mia Slater. So they've worked it, kept it to around that margin. It was 11 Colf at halftime. It's 13 at the moment. So the Nationals are just hanging around at the moment.
Yep, they're hanging tough. Some good long-range shooting. Just what they needed.
Mayen just lost it for a moment. Thompson, Rice pulls things up and across to Theodore to the pocket. McCowan quickly shut down by Boutsos Knightley. Inside to Thompson. The basket and the foul.
Yeah, unique Thompson. She gets it down low in that post position. She was double teamed, but still didn't prevent her from getting the ball up you know, a fortunate bounce, but it just shows her quality right there. The former University of Auburn standout. She moves along to 14, chance to go to 15 points, and she does just that. But she is such an amazing recruit for this Bandits program.
Just by the way, Kristen Longhorn, we'll just watch this play unfold here. Around to Slater, back out to Mayen. Little floater up towards the basket. Rice taps it out. 3 personals now on Langhorn. 3 also for number 4, Casey Arden for the Southern Vale Hones Bandits, but 3 for Langhorn. They can ill afford to lose her. So just keep on a couple of plays. Langhorn out there at the moment. Still plenty to play in this contest. Arden on the bench for the moment. Langhorn blocked by Thompson. Here is Yamada. Theodore. Hasn't had to do a lot of scoring in recent weeks. Yamada for 3. And McCowan evades her. It'll be a yellow ball. The way of Tonks here.
Inbound ball with the Nationals.
So as the stadium begins to fill tonight to bring home this second half and particularly the final term here. Theodore. Around to Rice, inside McCowan for 3. I said she was good for a couple. She's due shortly, trust me. Langhorn, past halfway. Mayen flanking her to the right, goes that direction. It's for 2. It's a low flat one. McCowan there, and they tangle with arms and limbs and legs and everything, going everywhere.
Substitution for the Nationals. Adam Hands on the sweat sweep.
Solway and Langhorn check out of the game for the Nationals. So there's some 3-point power with Solway out of the game, Calf. 3:27, 16 points. Southern Vale Hones Bandits lead. This is Morton out wide. And beautiful shot there in the corner. Picked up by the number 6 in Waihapi Andrews.
Yeah, it was tough. There wasn't much room there. She was pinned on the baseline, so we're happy, Andrews. That was exquisite.
Theodore. Yamada. McCowan. This time, no, to the pocket. I'm going to call it. Tonks with it. Come back to that from Morden. Waihapi Andrews got it inside. Across now. Mayen drives to the bucket. Doesn't come off. Back down Slater underneath. Hits the deck hard there. And I think that's Theodore underneath that. I hope she hasn't hit her head on the deck. There was some urgency about it. She may well have. Tangling there alongside Slater. She does look okay. She's a tough cookie, Brodie Theodore. She's going to take a little spell. Hassett checks into the game. McCowan out. Also, Casey Arden into the game. So Tonks inside. Across. This is Mayen. Morton. And she is fouled and will go to the line for a couple.
Yeah, good work from Lizzie Tonks there, Murph. Got on the baseline and a nice pass inside. So, Tonks, as you mentioned before, leading all scorers for Canberra, but just shows her ability to pass as well right there. That was some good quality play from Tonks.
Inbound ball baseline with the Bandits.
.229 remaining. Dyson's buses. Third term. Yamada. Well, she was going almost too fast for herself, which is extremely difficult to do. Great basketball IQ. Tonks Pulls it up, looking for three. Well, somehow finds its way inside to Morton, and Slater underneath the basket. Beautiful finish for the Nationals. Hassett. Rice Yamada. Coach Paps screaming instructions. Right next to the right earlobe of Yamada, who puts up the three. Slater comes up with the defensive rebound and waltzes up. The left-hand side of the court across here to Tonks. Out. Mayen. Hit Thompson's foot. Eventually came back to a butt. Arden. Rice. Floats it to Thompson. Tapped it back down. This is Tonks taking possession. Inside looking for Happy Andrews. Arden. Rice. Yamada Thompson. Thompson off the glass, doesn't go, comes off Slater, back down to Mayen. And quickly up the Nationals to respond at the other end, underneath and tapped away by Case Arden. But the foul called, and this will be interesting, whether it goes against Arden or Yamada.
Substitution for Southern Vale Homes Bandits coming in number 14, Brody Theodore.
Apologies, actually going against Molly Rice.
Also coming in number 24, Jade McCowan.
Can say it would have put Arden on 4 personals. In fact, it has gone against Arden, I believe. So that they have Colf. They put the foul up against Case Arden, so I thought it might have been the case.
Yep. And she's now on the bench, as you would expect, with those 4 fouls. And
they flashed the 3 up. Sorry, Colf. They flashed the 3 up. I thought it was Rice.
Yeah, so the substitutions, the moves are happening, and Coach Paps is pacing the sidelines. He hasn't been happy with these last 5 minutes from his Bandits team. And a little bit of tenacity being shown here from the Nationals. Great to see for them. They were out of this before. They tried by almost 20.
Great ball. McCowan received from Rice. Thompson with a bit of aggressive play underneath the rim. I'll tell you what, there could be a bait coming at 3/4 time. They're not happy. The coaches from the Southern Vale Homes Bandits perspective. This is Tonks for 3. They will not go away, the Nationals. Great resilience. You wouldn't expect anything less, led by Nat Hurst. Theodore around on the left-hand side. Oh, he went right up. Come back down. This is Tonks. She's got 1 second to operate in. Time elapses 60-51. And 9 points. Jade Colf, they win the turn, the Nationals by 2.
Yeah, they certainly do. Great quarter from the Nationals. They trailed by 19 at one stage in that quarter, and now they're back within 10. So fantastic for them, led by that girl, Lizzie Tonks. They've been a little bit more physical down low with our girl, who's playing down low again, Thompson, I should say, Unique Thompson. And she's finding it tough going down there. As we run through some of the numbers, we have the Bandits still shooting well at 45%, 33 total for the Nationals. So for them to be down by 9 points at this stage is a huge effort. They're living and dying by the 3-point shot. The Bandits are a paltry 4 of 17 at a 24% clip, and 40% from the Nationals at 8 of 20. So that's keeping them right in this contest. They're doing a good job on the boards. Assists, 15 assists to the Bandits to 6. And the turnover margin, 13 for the Nationals and 8 for the Bandits. So to think that the Nationals are within 9 points with 1 to play when you run through the numbers, it is absolutely remarkable. It's staggering right now that they're still in this ball game, and it just shows the tenacity that they've shown. And as you said, Coach Nat Hurst wouldn't have it any other way, and we're set for a really close and electrifying last quarter.
Let's hope so. Warren Jackson Sports Stadium, no LJ tonight. 9 points the margin. The Nationals winning the third quarter by 2. Quest Service Apartments, three-quarter time break coming towards an end. Dyson's Buses final term about to commence. Don't forget, it's 8v1 in the next game. The Southern Vale Homes Bandits taking on the Canberra Gunners. Played a couple of tough opposition. Playoff prospects, title prospects in the last couple of weeks. The Southern Vale Homes Bandits on this floor. They haven't got the win, but they've pushed both. And had been missing a couple last weekend against Maitland. They did have a couple of their stars out, arguably. Well, not arguably, two of their best players. And they're back in tonight. So anything could happen in that men's game. Tip-off from 7 p.m. Do not go anywhere. But right now, 10 minutes, 60-51. The Nationals have shown in this game their ability to get on a little bit of a run. A 4, 6, 8-point run. And who knows, momentum's a big thing in sport, particularly top-level sport. And if the Nationals can close that gap, particularly early on in this turn, we could have a grandstand finish. Steve Murphy, Jade Kolf, NBL 1. Coles Express, Eastern Conference action from Albury. Asset goes into Thompson, spins around, and size is going to be a big factor here.
Yeah, real quality there from Thompson. That's a good answer from her. She's been down low, getting heavy attention from the Nationals, double team most times. So she got rid of that one early.
Francis on Tonks. I'll tell you what, Theodore is in the walls tonight. This time it appears to be her knee. She might be lucky to get out of here in one piece, Brady Theodore. But amongst all of that, another three going the way of Tonks.
Yeah, the points counted.
Was lost in the occasion. McCowan tapped away brilliantly by Morton. Up here, way Happy Andrews. I've got to say, the best name in the Eastern Conference. Tonks to the pocket. Morton for another three. Certainly prepared to go for their shots. That was well worked too by the Nationals. Kolf. It was an open shot.
Yeah, they must keep firing away. As I said before, it's keeping them in this ball game. You said only trying by 8. And you run through the numbers there. 34% total shooting. It's very low, but it's the three-point shot that's keeping them in it.
Yamada to the left around Happy Andrews to Hassett in the pocket. Doesn't go. Slater comes up with it quickly across. Happy Andrews. On the right-hand side of the court. Out wide here, Francis off the rim. Yamada in a good position. Theodore Yamada, they have weapons across the court here, the home side. Thompson, one of those, out to Yamada, another for three. That's a huge dagger in the final term for the home side.
Yeah, great 1-2 punch right there. Thompson to Yamada. She had all kinds of time. Thompson triple team down low, and Yamada, she'll make you pay every time from there.
Tonks seen the laneway open. She's almost hesitantly to take it. She's been shooting so well from the perimeter. I think she quite could believe her luck there. Theodore Yamada. And the foul against Happy Andrews. 65-56, still 9 points the buffer. 7:56 Dyson's Buses final term. Theodore Yamada. Well, hello. Back-to-back threes by Yamada. Putting a bit of a statement on this contest in the final turn.
Yeah, that one brought down rain.
Tonks, most fancy. She's going to have to do something incredible. Probably shoot 40 points. She's on 24 if they're to win. She's going to have one of the great quarters of NBL 1 East. Pretty much of NBL 1 Coles Express action right across the country if they're to win. Thompson underneath the bucket. Because the power of the Southern Vale Homes Bandits, they'll go the journey. It's a question of Can the Nationals stay with them here? Stay in touch for long enough. Take it down to the last couple of minutes. Francis. Solway started so well for 3. Francis, a little hesitant, but then took the shot, and why not? A great response from the Nationals, which they've done all night. Yamada up to Hassett, and there's a fast response for a couple more.
Yeah, what a pass from Yamada. That was a 35-foot pass on a dime, beautifully weighted. That was something else right there.
Tonks to Solway. Steps back for 3. Solway always on target and nothing but net. Do we have a shootout coming up here from the Lauren Jackson Sports Stadium? We close the margin back to 13. Thompson. Yamada steps around Francis, pulls up the shot against Slater, comes down, Francis takes it. And taking down on the floor there is Langhorne, sitting on 3 personals, 4 by the way, to Casey Arden for the Southern Vale Homes Bandits.
Substitution for the Nationals.
Yeah, Yamada, she's raced to 26 points. Unique Thompson with 21. And Hassett with 15 with a good supporting hand right there.
I was going to say, too, there was a correction. It threw me off for a moment. I thought it was 10 points the margin. The scoreboard hadn't updated. So it is 10 points. Should have gone with my first thought there. 72-62. Tonks inside the paint. Thought about passing, went herself. Hassett just loses it. And the Nationals will get the ball back. A chance to get it into single figures. It's been hard work. Down by 11 at halftime, down by 9. Down by 11, by the way, quarter time, I think, as well. So no, they were down by 8 at quarter time. So 8 at quarter time, 11 halftime, 9 at 3/4 time. Currently down by 10, but they have the possession arrow. 5:46 left in the game. The number 7th ranked side looking to go the journey against the number 1. Solway to the paint. Little floater is brilliant. Hits the floor as well for a trouble. Back to 8 points. Theodore up to Rice. Fast pass into Thompson. Goes to work underneath the rim. And gets the foul as well.
Yeah, Thompson, too big, too strong. And that is an intimidating presence in the paint for the Southern Vale Home Bandits. What a player she's been since arriving on the border.
Was it the difference in the sides, Cole? If you have a look at the board and you've got Yamada 26, Unique Thompson goes to 24, and then you've got across the other screen, Lizzie Tonks on 24, and I guess Solway's up to 17, but just the heavy scoring. 15 points as well for Amelia Hassett as it drops for Tonks again.
Yeah, I think the big difference is Thompson because she's getting her points down low. She's the other two with Tonks and Solway at the guard position.
Well, you just spoke about that
There
right
she is
on
again.
cue.
There she is again, Murph. Yep, she's the difference in this one. If the Bandits are to hold on, but what an inspired performance from Tonks. She's going to go down with everything she's got.
I said she'd have to get close to 40 for them to win, you'd think. Solway ticked along to 17. She's been very good tonight. Almost stolen away from Thompson. The foul called on Unique Thompson. It will be her 4th personal as well. So is this a little twist in the match late?
Substitution for the Nationals.
How does Matt Paps play this one?
Coach Paps calls
And he does the Quest Service Apartments timeout. Had a little bit of a think about it. And as we go to the Quest Service Apartments timeout, 77-66, it just sits at that margin. Just keeps the Nationals and the crowd interested in the contest.
Yeah, it certainly does. And, you know, when you predominantly been scoring from the three-point line as rapidly as the Nationals have. It's only, two or three three-pointers from long range, and you're right back within a 2 or 3 point margin. So they've done a good job to keep it at this dangerous 10-point area. As we said before, it did blow out to 19, and it looked like it was going to get ugly and could have just really got away from them. But they've showed great resiliency, great tenacity, and Nat Hurst over there really firing up her charges for one last run at this. A great performance from them so far on the road, which can only be described as hostile territory when you come in here to the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre. As we've known, Murph, these crowds have been bumper to bumper all year long, obviously with the great Lauren Jackson back playing here at home. Now we know she's away on Australian, on national duties, but look, the crowd, great support once again. They're here for to watch the Lady Bandits go about their thing. And Unique Thompson, she stood up to the plate. She had great support, but she's a real presence down low, and what an awesome combination it is to have Unique Thompson and the great Lauren Jackson playing on the same team in this NBL 1 East competition.
Thompson, Yamada both on 26, so too Tonks from the Nationals. So 3 players on 26, a highly unusual situation at the moment. Tonks with that to take the points lead there, if you will. But it's more the game points lead they want at the moment. Yamada charges up against Waihapi Andrews. We'll have a Southern Vale Homes Bandits ball. It'll be inbound ball from the sideline here. 4:18 remaining. The margin at 11, but the home team in the lead and with possession. Yamada around the back of Morton, inside Thompson. So it's back to the perimeter. Arden on full personals against Solway. Hassett. Yamada for 3. It's about her range, about her area on the court, and about her time tonight. Moves to 29 points.
Yeah, she's absolutely in Flago right now, Murph. Every time the Nationals make a run, Yamada with a dagger 3.
Solway to respond. Not on this occasion. They might get another crack at it, but wait. Morton trying to throw it up. And Thompson all on her own underneath the basket. And in the blink of an eye, we go out to 16 points. The home team leading the way. The Nationals have been brave, but it does look like they're not quite going to be able to bridge the gap. Solway. Waihapi Andrews. Tonks. A long way back. How about that to Langhorne? Brilliant assist. Tonks sensational. Goes on long to 4 assists tonight. Casey Arden. Thompson. Theodore to the paint. And that's even a little bit too big for Unique Thompson.
So we talk about the points, but Unique Thompson, she's also got 14 rebounds. She's just a real presence down there. It's been a dominant display.
Waihapi Andrews. There'd be no player I'd be more thrilled to land a three-pointer at this stage of the game. I can tell you Tonks has been probably the player of the match, to be fair. Waihapi Andrews for a second crack. Doesn't quite work. It'll be a Nationals ball. Is that a fair call, you think, Cole? Tonks player of the match?
Well, she's right in there. Look, she's right in there with obviously Unique Thompson, and Yamada's got, with her 29 points, she's almost got 10 assists, Yamada, as well. So that's like a fantastic performance as well. So, but, you know, as you said, Tonks, she's right there with those two girls.
He's had to do a power of work tonight, particularly to keep them in their game in that second and third. Well, Theodore is open. Doesn't get the shot in. Langhorne takes it up the floor to her left. Solway just steps around Casey Arden, who pretty much had to let it go because she's on 4 personals. This is Slater against Theodore. And the foul is called. Comes in her career.
Brody Theodore, Murph.
Best if she...
Referee said, yeah, you are. But
as it is, all game 14 points. Not beyond a miracle just yet, but Let's be honest, it pretty much is. So dropped in here by Slater. This will bring the margin back to 12. It doesn't. Might be the old three-point play here. Langhorne off the glass. Thompson takes it. It was a similar situation there with Unique Thompson. She had to back off on 4 personals.
Position now remains with the Nationals. Inbound ball baseline.
Tucked away by Thompson.
Unique Thompson getting in the way of things.
So back-to-back threes right now to the Nationals. Golf will just make things nice and interesting.
Yeah, it certainly will. As Amelia Hassett checks back in, Unique Thompson, that'll probably be the end of her evening. 28 points and 16 rebounds for the star out of Alabama.
Tonks, don't tell me. Lizzie Tonks, you star, up to 29 points tonight, matching Yamada, who has the ball now. Their own little battle going on. Arden, McCowan, Hassett, Yamada, 137. Hassett, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Hassett is fouled. The basket does not go, but she'll go to the line. And Amelia Hassett, for those playing at home, 15 points tonight.
Shots have come at the line for Amelia Hassett.
Yeah, and Yamada there as well. Just summed up the situation beautifully. Didn't panic and go with the long-range three. Although there would be worse shots in this NBL 1 East conference than a Yamada three-point attempt, but she just, nice soft touch into Hassett. And more points for the Bandits. And Yamada, to go with those 29 points, she has 9 assists as well as 7 rebounds. Just an all-round performance.
3 to Tonks. Langhorne comes up with it, goes to Tonks again. Why not? Everything needs to really go through this young lady's hands right now. Steps in, it'll be 2, it's short. Yamada comes up with it. Just in front of her is Tonks. Tries to go through it, goes off the backboard. Hassett deflected away. Langhorne ends up to Slater out wide. Solway to her left. Well, she could have gone to Tonks, went herself, and it worked out well for a couple. For a moment, I thought she was going to flank out to her left, Colf, and leave Lizzie Tonks wide open to move into the 30s and close the margin. Back to single figures.
And Thompson's just checked back in. I thought that may have been all we've seen, but she's here to play the final minute, which is interesting with a 10-point lead.
I think Paps just absolutely wants to lock this away. Even though I think we both agree it pretty much is Colf. I think he's still playing it as though it's not. You'd have to take something exceptional from the Nationals from here. You really have to say that the Southern Vale Homes Bandits can only lose it from here. The Nationals can't win it. Yamada, that ticks her to an even 30 points tonight for Yamada. It's been a nice evening for her. Tonks to the bucket and fouled. And we'll go to the line to move into the 30s as well.
Yeah, ideal situation for the Nationals there. The clock stops. Got their star player, Lizzie Tonks, on the foul line.
Shots at the line for the Nationals.
So Lizzie Tonks into 31 points now. I'm interested in that head-to-head battle, to be honest with her and Yamada, who gets the top scorer tonight. Yamada around Waihapi Andrews, Hassett, Rice, Yamada. Waihapi Andrews guarding her. Yamada for 2, Thompson. And she does it against any team in the conference and will continue to do it too. Such a powerful player.
She's got one at the line.
Yeah, outstanding stuff from Thompson. As you said, Merv, Coach Matt Paps checks her back into the game, and another rebound and another and one opportunity. 17 rebounds from the former University of Auburn standout. And what a presence she's been since joining this Bandits program mid-season.
Oversight from me, Colf. I said about Yamada and Tonks having a shootout. Well, Thompson now joins Tonks on 31 points. And here is Tonks. Inside the paint. Oh, beautiful assist to Slater. It hits the foot of Thompson. It was so good. Slater couldn't even believe it underneath the basket and fumbled it. So a fraction under 16 seconds to go. 15.8 of the ball game. 88-76. Dyson's Buses final term. Great to have your company. NBL 1 Coles Express action tonight. Morton around to Tonks. The last chance for the Nationals to add some points tonight. It'd be fitting in many ways for Solway, who shot so well early on in the game. She lands the three. Cuts the margin to 12. Yamada with the final bucket of the game. Perhaps Thompson does. Sinks it. And it takes the score to 90-79. So apart from an 8-point win in the opening term of the Southern Vale Homes Bandits, the rest of the contest pretty even.